What's up? Welcome back to Real Talk. Manchester United have drawn 1-1 with Fenerbaçhe in what I would say probably one of the most turgid performances I've seen for a while. And that's saying something because we have been shit all season. I'm joined by Civir. Nick is on his way somewhere in a car, so he'll join us shortly as well. Civir, where do we start with that? Like, do you want to just get some stuff off your chest first and then we can pick out individual things? Because, mate, I'm sick of watching United at this point.
Uh, I don't know where to start from, man, to be honest. Like, I don't know. You're just now sick.
No, I mean I've been sick for ages, but like just continuously just wearing me down just watching stuff like this. It's
Yeah.
just continuous, man.
Well, yeah. Well, long may it continue because this is what you wanted, wasn't it? Right. This
I didn't
this is
want
what
this
you wanted.
football.
So,
I didn't want this football. I definitely didn't want this football. Like this football is something else.
well, this is what's the difference between what he's doing now and what we did last season in Champions League? Like, this is exactly what this guy was doing, and now my anger isn't because we're playing shit. Is I'm angry because we had the opportunity to unite as a fan base and let our voices be known. And but we were the problem. We were the problem then. And obviously now everyone is seeing it, but it's too fucking late now, isn't it? Like, what are we gonna do now? So this is what frustrates me. This is what pisses me off, is because we could have done this shit. Like, we've spent money now. We've set up a whole thing. We've made him a head coach. We've got people around him. If we get a new manager in now, we're going to have to start getting rid of Nistelrooy and Haki and changing the whole backroom stuff and changing this shit because this new manager is going to come in with some new stuff. And we've just extended this whole process by 2, 3 fucking years now.
Yep.
When we could have done this, when we could have got this done already in summer.
I think
So this is what pisses me off because I saw all of this already. I've seen this, all this stuff. I've seen it already now. I saw it last season. This is what was happening week in, week out, week in. I've seen it already. It doesn't surprise me. If you're surprised, well, and if anyone is watching surprised, well, that's up to you. I'm not surprised. I've seen this already. I knew this shit. But the realization is just hitting me now, and it's just so annoying. Like I'm just so much in the bad place to the point where right now, maybe tomorrow I'll calm down.
Yep.
Maybe I'll feel different tomorrow. But right now, I'm sorry to say this, but I think I want us to lose against West Ham. I think because I'm willing to sacrifice 3 points or 6 points or whatever. I'm willing to sacrifice the points to ensure the next 3 years. Because the longer this goes on, like,
what do you think it's going to take? What do you think it's going to take though for him to lose his job? Is it going to take like 3-4 losses? Do you think?
To be honest, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I know already. Like, yeah, I'm probably just saying that out of emotion. Like, I always want to see my team,
of course.
to be honest, but like, I think he's already a dead man walking. And I think the only reason why he's still here is because we haven't found the manager to come in. Yeah, they're probably still trying to find the person to come in and still kind of balance out with getting some kind of results at the end of the day when this new person comes in. And I think it's already a dead man walking, because if you can't turn up today, if you couldn't turn up all this other, there's nothing else he has in the tank. Like, he's rolled every single combination that he could. It's just another roll of the dice. We've seen Mazraoui. I could not believe it. I thought maybe they got it wrong.
Yeah, I was like, it must be a back 10. 5 and there's a wing back.
So,
it's like, yeah,
that's what I was putting in this. Yeah, I put it in the chat. That's what I put in the chat. I was like, it's probably just like a wing back thing. We've got it wrong. And the guy actually started the 10. Now, fair play to him. He had the balls to do it. But if you were going to do it and it did not, I don't see the point of it. Like, basically, what I just got from this whole thing and what was so additionally annoying was This guy doesn't like footballers. He doesn't really like, because he's not trying to play for. He just wants athletes. We are Manchester United Athletic. That's what we are. He just wants people to run, and he wanted a guy there who could run and press and all that. And what the fuck did that do? He didn't do shit. We needed someone to play football. Sorry,
No, it's
I'm
fine.
sorry about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
sorry.
It makes it. Do you know what makes it worse as well? Like you've got Ericsson, who's very capable playing in the 10, and if you want to stick Mazraoui somewhere in the midfield, put him in the 6, put him in the 8, where he's defensively sound, and he can just sort of give the ball to Ericsson. Like if you're gonna do that, I don't agree with it, but if you're gonna do that, that's it. And then also you've got Ahmad on the bench. You could play in 10. You got put Xerxes had a terrible game, but put Xerxes in the 10. Play like there's so many other options, and he chose to put Mazraoui in the 10. Like it's just it's bizarre. It's really, really bizarre. And like I want to back the manager, but when he makes decisions like that, I'm like, I can't. I can't justify it. There's no justification for it, like at all.
Yeah, put a left back as an attacking midfielder and put a centre back at left back, and then we play with 3 centre backs. And it's just like, I don't know at this point, like, it's just a waiting game really right now. Like it's so bad. I mean, everyone, how can you have all this money? How can you be given that you spend all this money and you're still playing and you can't play anyone else in the 10 but the left back? So what was all that money for? Some of the biggest signings that we're waiting for this season, Xerxes and Ugarte, they're rubbish. He's killing players.
They've killed United. Kill players all the time. Like every single player that comes to this club is awful.
He's killing players.
Casemiro looks awful. Lissandro has looked awful. Like everybody's looked awful.
I'm almost happy that Bobby is injured so that he doesn't have to go through this, because he's going to kill
Yodo as well. He'll kill Yodo as well.
I remember saying this. I remember telling you guys last season, like, this season we're going to come here and we'll be wondering what's wrong with coming here. Something's not quite right. Well, we fucking know what it is.
Yeah,
he's killing players, man. And we're just going to have to buy. I think Ineos, because I've been really impressed with the way they've been doing things, and I like the fact that they don't make knee-jerk reactions. Like they're not. Let's just quickly,
not emotional.
Yeah, but I like how they're taking their time and doing it, but it's gonna get to the point where it's not sustainable anymore. Like it's not sustainable at all, and it's just gonna get to that point, and we're just gonna have to pull the plug on this whole thing and just bite the bullet, man. And this is gonna be Ragnick happening all over again. It's gonna go. We're gonna get a caretaker. It's gonna be just bullshit, and then a new manager comes in. But yeah, sorry, I keep going off.
It's all right, man. Get it out. Yeah, I'll try and sort of talk through the game. Well, I think Nick is logging on now, so we'll touch on some of the game. I think we started really poorly. I think there was just so much out of possession. I think we're one of the worst teams in the world. Honest to God, out of possession, we're terrible. We are fucking terrible. And just giving the ball away and just not being able to fight for balls wide open in transition. Just even like Fenerbaçhe, I run a field day. And I just think we started really, really poorly for sort of 10 minutes or so. And I was like, this is going to be a long day. And when the Ericsson goal went in, I didn't even celebrate because we were playing so bad. I was just like, oh shit, we've scored. Like, I just didn't even like.
And that goal didn't come from any tactic. That was just muscle memory from the players.
Yeah.
It was just, literally just muscle memory from the players. And they just kind of I remember in the 6th minute of the game, Fenerbahce had the ball, descended into our half, and Fred and Tadic are literally waltzing through. There's nobody.
Yeah.
You've got the defensive line. You've got Fred and Tadic free, no one. And then all I see is actually trying to run back to take them, because Mazraoui is nowhere even in the picture.
No.
And it's just like, what more do people need to see? What more does Ineos need to see? I think it's getting to the point where it will have to be like an emergency thing. And it was so terrible. we were so bad. Like even when we scored, I knew I was like, this is if we're not scoring in the 80th minute, if we're scoring so early in the game, I was like, there's no way we're winning this.
Yeah.
I knew for a fact that we weren't going to score a second goal. That we were not scoring. So all we had to do was just hold on to the one goal.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sure everyone who saw that game would know that there was no way we were going to hold on to that goal.
We can't, Chivy, we can't hold on to 2-0 leads. Never mind a 1-0 lead. Like, we're not holding on to a 1-0 lead. So I'm going to read some comments. Nick is, I think, logging on shortly.
Just speak for them. Okay.
Yeah. Andy Williams, don't get me started. Game of TV. Eric Tantaganers, this is your father,
guy,
your coach. Tactics. What tactics?
My guy, Andy, man.
Yeah. Andy, by Eric Tantaganers, a good season far. 31% win rate, 7 wins in 22 games. True Cushman, disgusting performance this. Charlie Malmo was still 21st, 4 points off qualification, not going our way. Ahmad have about 36 chances in 2 games and scored 3. Yeah. Jay Panda, last night I saw Barcelona get their souls back thanks to the flick. The Glazers suck our soul for the last 10 years, but this fraud managed to finish us by sucking what left of us, and we're getting back. UTFR, I love the channel, lads, but I can't talk about this shit anymore. He's got to go.
Oh,
hello. Eric Ten Hag is buying Tadic. Ollie was killing for smiling. Nick is here. Chivy's had an outpouring of emotion. He's, as you can see by his face, he's absolutely devastated. Nick, do you want to sort of just get some stuff off your chest? And I was starting to touch on the game, but yeah, get some stuff off your chest, mate.
Yeah, sorry for interjecting while she's kind of mid-floor, because I know it can thingy, but I don't know. Yeah, what's left to fucking say on that? I said quite a lot of it in the chat. How I felt. I'm actually getting sick of watching this team. Like just week in, week out. I mean, there's so many issues that you could just ball up into one. It's not even like you can just pinpoint one thing. It's not like, oh, well, they're playing too deep, or the press isn't connected, or certain individuals aren't showing up. Even the new signings, I'm watching. Xerxes today. I'm watching Xerxes. I'm like, this guy's playing at like 0.5 speed. He just doesn't seem to be. Garnacho. How many times have we sat here and said about Garnacho? Just so fucking. Why are you shooting from like 30 yards out when we're trying to?
Well, because he has.
Oh.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any other option. He doesn't have any other. You watch other teams in attack. If someone has the ball in attack, he's got like 4 or 5 options. Like when you watch Barcelona against Bayern Munich the other day, like Bayern Munich were in shit, but Barca was just so clinical. And I watched that; it was so refreshing to see. And then we have players, and we go in, and then if Garnacho has the ball, there's literally no one around him. If Rashford, there's no one, no options. Like there's no. We play the ball up from the back, and then it's just there's no intent. Like what are we just doing all that passing at the back for? Like it's just like you said, Nick. Like this you can't just put your hand on one, or your finger on one thing. Like it's just everything.
I don't know.
He kills players. We're literally just saying that before he came on. Like this guy just kills players.
I don't know if you touched on any of the stats, Sam. Have you been through them?
No, I've not got to those yet. I got to somebody put one in the chat before. Jolly Mama said 36 chances in 2 games and we've scored 3. Eric Ten Hag's standards, 31% win rate, 7 wins in 22 games. And then I know you had one in Europe. Is it 1 win in 12?
Something like that. And exactly a year today until we last won in Europe. I mean, that's just that in itself encapsulates why I don't get why Ineos why they're putting so much faith in him and why they stuck by him, because they must be seeing something that we're not. If we're sat here as fans seeing this week in, week out, and like you've got to pull the trigger, man. If someone like Tuchel is available as a coach, I'm telling you right now that result does not happen in Europe because he improves us tenfold. I know people don't. It might be a quick plaster, and people don't see him as a long-term coach. But you can't tell me it's any worse than what we're seeing now.
I think no fucking chance. It's a lack of what that. Not. I'm not saying this, but I think in Ineos's case, it's a lack of options, like who they can go get.
Tuchel was there.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Now Tuchel's gone. They've obviously gone. Let's back Ten Hag, and Tuchel's now gone. He's off the table, and now they're living with the decision, and there isn't anybody else. Like, you can go get Amorim if you want. You can go get Sebastian Hoeneß if you want. There's no guarantees that they fix this. Tuchel is the closest thing you had to a guarantee to fixing this. None of those guys are guaranteed to fix it.
I don't think they're backing Ten Hag. I just think that their hands are they don't have any options now. If we had been united in the summer, that would have been the best time to go for Amarin because he can then say you can't go for a manager in the middle of the season. They wanted, so there was Amarin, there was Sebastian Hoeneß that everyone's talking about. In the summer, it would have been much easier to try and convince them. You can't just go when the season has started to Sporting Lisbon and be like, yeah, we want your manager. What are they going to do? Then they're going to have to, like, we fucked up. Well, not we, you guys, but not me, because this is not me. But we could have gotten rid of this guy this summer, and but we didn't, and now we're stuck. Ineos don't want this guy. This is not their guy. But I think they're just trying to take a measured approach, and I think the only reason why he's there is because we're trying to find the right manager, like someone to come in. I don't think they're backing him. I think it's just there's nothing they can do at the moment. But I think it's going to get to a point where if it carries on for the next maybe couple of weeks, if we get a few more negative results, they're just going to have to pull the plug because this is not sustainable. This is relegation form, man. It's not sustainable at all.
There's two questions I want to ask you both, if that's all right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Fenerbahçe 4th in the Turkish league, right? First and foremost, was there any difference in quality from both them teams today, or did it look pretty much like bang on even? Would you say?
They're crap.
Yeah,
they're shit.
They're awful.
They're shit.
They're awful.
They're crap.
It looks pretty even. Looks pretty level.
FC20 are fucking the lowest ranked team in Europe, and we looked about the same level as FC20.
If any of the teams now, like an Arsenal or a City, if they didn't win in Europe for a year, and they only won 1 out of 9 games at any other club, let alone Manchester United, that guy would be gone. 100% be gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why. I'm sick of like watching my team week in, week out. I got to the point where, like you was with Brentford last year, Civir. I'm just at that point now, like, I can't be arsed watching. I watch it out of like, I'm born into this. This is like my club that I love, of course. But I'm sat there now. I'm just like, I do not look forward to a United game tonight. I'm looking at the Turkey way. I thought last year instantly Galatasaray going 2-up, Onana fucking shit up basically, and drawing the game.
How
and
many?
We done it again. Gone 1-0 up.
How many times did it chat? Like, I think I said it, Aaron said it, Adam said it. It's like, throw it away in the second half, 1-0 up. And I was like, absolutely. I can fucking see this coming. It's 4 minutes in. 4 minutes into the half, and we can see it. You're like, yeah, there it is. There's the fucking shit that I expected. And you just like, you're hanging up. People like, I saw people trying to remain positive on X and Twitter, and they were saying, oh, no, really good Onana save and Gatti and stuff. Barring a few individual good things, the rest of it was a steaming pile of shit. That is it.
Absolutely.
I mean, the defending alone on that El Nesri goal, I don't know what on earth they're doing. Lindelof and is it Martinez? I didn't really catch it properly.
Yeah.
Dallo let him run past him as well. Dallo didn't
not closing it down. But even that, I'm looking at Ugarte, who we all sat here and said when he came in, he was like, he's not going to be that just because he's coming in. Everyone seems to have this like kind of fixated idea that he's going to solve all the problems in midfield. If anything, he's coming. He looks out of place. He just doesn't look like. I don't know. He just doesn't. It looks like we brought him through. I don't know how to describe it. It confuses me. I'm lost for words.
And the way I see it, like I swear to God, right now, we can go and get prime Rodri.
Oh, we'd kill him. We'd kill him.
He'll look crap. It doesn't matter who we get. It does not matter who we get. Regardless, we can go and get prime Rodri and pair him up with prime whoever from FC Galaxy or whatever. It doesn't matter who we get. It's going to be crap. But I think now, the fans are going to be united in their verdict on the manager, and I think there's going to be a little bit more uproar over the next. If we don't get a result, West Ham, I think that there will be a resounding noise.
We've said that after every game, though. That's the thing. If he doesn't do this there, if we don't do that there, it's like
I don't.
No. I'm saying like when it comes to like the fan verdict, because it used to be a little bit like divided, and now even though people are not happy with him, it's not. There's not vitriol. There's no noise behind it. Like, yes, there's murmurings, and it's you go online. There's lots of people clowning us, but there's no real outrage from the fans. And I think if we don't get a result at West Ham, that's what's going to be. I think we'll have to listen.
I don't want to anger you any further, but some of the quotes Ten Hag is coming out with is infuriating. From 2 tough away against Porto and Fenerbahce, we take 2 points. This is a good result. And he was
Anders are on the fucking floor, mate. Honestly.
He was asked about Ahmad. He said, Ahmad's doing well, but I must reward the performances of Anthony in training. He's a threat almost every training, so I'll let that moment to bring him to inside the game. What is Anthony doing in training? Honest to God. Is he scoring worldies week in, week out? Fucking hell. Anthony came over to Ahmad because we have to reward. Oh, I just read that. Onana about his double save. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is to win. At least he's honest. Glad he's honest with it. Jose on telling Onana he's man of the match. Come on, he saved the result. He made 2 impossible saves in 10 seconds. He's the most decisive player. Yeah, I think they were the only sort of positives from that game, really, weren't they? The Onana save and the Ugarte block. I can't think of
this sounds mad disrespectful, right? And I genuinely don't mean it disrespectful to any kind of mid-table teams or whatever. But I feel like a Brentford fan. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we're going into games now, and the expectation is if we're playing, I don't know, even if it was Everton or someone like that, it's like, oh, we might get a draw today. If the lads turn up, we might. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. No,
because
God forbid if we play a Madrid or a City, or do you know what I'm saying?
100% get it, because at the weekend, I was hoping Forest lost. Can you imagine?
That's where we're at.
That's when Forest was supposed to play. When Forest played Crystal Palace on Monday, I was like hoping for Crystal Palace to beat Forest. That's where we're at.
Yeah, it's in black and white, and I'm like, you look at the league, but where are we? 11th in the league,
12th,
and where are we in the Europa League? 21st.
21st.
Do we need to say anything more? Really? No. That is your fucking evidence right there. Look at the individual players that have come in. Look at the amount of money that you spent. Look at the time that you've had at the club. You don't need any longer at this club. I don't care what excuses you put out there. I know there were some people who went on it earlier. Fine, have your flowers. That's absolutely fine, right? Ultimately, everyone wants the same thing from Man United. We want us to win. We want us to be successful in Europe, and we want to win trophies on top of that as well. And he isn't doing that. So it's time to...
I mean, with all the money you spent, how are you playing a left back in...
Crazy.
Remember, Nick, I was saying in the chat, I was like, nah, it has to be. He's probably playing as a wing back.
We said it on the show. We said it on the pre-show. It was like, oh, back 5 makes sense. Like, there, we can see why that...
Yeah, you're away in Europe, it's Turkey, it's tough. I get it, I understand it. Fenerbahçe are 4th in the Turkish league, and the standards of the Turkish league in comparison to the Premier League are fucking miles off it.
You could look as well. There's certain transfers we've just totally wasted money on as well. Mason Mount, wasted. Why? Why have we spent 60 million on a guy who's just not available ever? We've wasted 80 million on Anthony. Why? What was the point? We've spent 60 odd million, close to 60 million on Ugarte, and this is his only second start since he's come in. And he was supposed to come in and linchpin this midfield together. I think I'm like, Xerxes not been great. I'm willing to give him time, but again, another wasted transfer.
When players are not performing in this team, I really don't hold it against them.
No, I'm not saying it's the players, but I'm just saying he's bought players and now he's misusing him. It's like, why have you bought these players if you're gonna play like this? Because it doesn't work for the players.
So I think we have very good players individually. We've got really, really good players.
You think so?
And I think our players are good. Absolutely. I think we have very good players. I think we're not coached. We're just a badly coached team. Out of possession, like off the ball, we're terrible off the ball.
With the worst. And probably one of the worst.
Yeah, we're probably one of the worst teams off the ball. And this kind of things, this is what causes people to play bad. This is what brings out the bad performances, and then it starts to become a funk. We're not robots; they're humans. Like when bad performance after bad performance after, it affects you. It completely affects. I'm so happy now. I was saying this to Sam earlier. Kind of happy that Kobe is injured, and Sam mentioned Euro as well, because they don't have to be involved with this, because we ruin players. We've got really, really good players, and once we get a good manager to come in and coach these guys, we're off the ball. We're crap. We're rubbish. We don't know what to do. And I think that's what it is with the players. I don't think we have bad players. I think we've got really good players, but they're not being utilized well.
Before you reply on that, Nick, I'm just going to read some comments and then I'll let you start going. So there's a lot of comments scrolling through. Can we speak about how garbage Dallo is this season? Should be dropped. I don't care why you have to play. He's dropping stinker after stinker. Jamie McGrogan, there's no saving Ten Hag now. As soon as Ineos get the man they want, they say he's a goner. Based on his comments, he doesn't understand the standards of the club. True Cushman, the manager, is a clown. Andy Williams, I want to smash my head on the wall every time Eric Ten Hag speaks. A lot of people not happy. Raja needs to start getting excited for watching United games, but what can you do? Jamie Grogan, Nick, I've got Blackburn fans at work giving me shit, and half the time I can't argue with what they say.
You can't say shit.
No. Gaming TV, imagine gents are fucking right back in the fucking 10. Are you taking the absolute piss? How can you experiment against Jose in Europa League? How's this egghead still here all my days? Amad Diallo brings on Anthony. Yeah. Nick, you were gonna sort of retort to Chivy.
No, I just think when you watch us, look, none of us have our UEFA B license or whatever they're called, but you can see the deep line. You can see the lack of no press, or maybe one person goes to press, and you're like, okay. You can see the giant gaps. You can see certain players not committing to tracking back, not just like Marcus Rashford, just other players in the team as well, who just look like they look tired, and we're like, come on, lads, we're in October. We're a couple of months into the start of the season, and it's just, I don't know if it's because they're fed up with the setup and they're completely buying out of it now. They're like, this guy's we just can't. Maybe that's people say that's the wrong attitude to have, but you can't blame him in reality, can you? When they've gone through 3 years of this and there's still no change, and it's like, I'll keep buying into it. I think honestly, I know I keep repeating myself. I really think you missed the ball on Tuchel. Really, really do, because there isn't another coach out there right now who you can go and get available at that level. Not one single coach. So ultimately, lads, what we're gonna have to do is suck it up probably until January, at least past Christmas. If they make a decision, then you might as well have a full season of this.
I think the earliest he probably goes is the next international break, which is like mid-November. Is that the next one? I think if results continue the way they are and the performances continue, I think he'll be gone by that November break. I think that's the earliest we can expect. Like, I know Chivy thinks, maybe West Ham, it'd be bad enough and stuff, but I honestly don't think they'll pull the trigger until that international break. Because the international break's traditionally where they go. Didn't Ollie go around there? Jose went around there. Like, that's traditionally when they go. And I just, and I think then they'll give it to a caretaker, whether that's Rude or somebody else, I don't know. But yeah, that's the earliest I see getting rid of him.
I've just seen the last thing, which is last 7 results. Have you read that out?
No, go on, you read it.
0-0 Palace, 1-1 20, 3-0 loss against Spurs, 3-3 Porto, 0-0 Aston Villa, 2-1 over Brentford, 1-1 Fenerbaçhe.
Yeah,
that is a shot. If that's any other manager, he's gone. Any other manager. Oh God, man! And then we've got West Ham on Sunday, which as a collective now away, and West Ham have been shit. They've sunk 4 against Spurs, they sunk 4 against Chelsea as well. But I'm telling you now that we are not winning that game if that's how we're performing.
No chance.
No chance. Yeah, because they need to start getting wins now. They're starting to roll the ball a little bit. They've got a win. I can't remember who they beat in the last game, but they got a win. He going into it with no confidence, and the players' confidence must be on the floor as well.
You got to look at like sort of experienced players, sort of like Eriksen, Casemiro, people like that, and you think, what must they be thinking? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're being asked to sort of like Eriksen's playing game in, game out, and then Casemiro's coming on. They're being asked to sort of get results out of this thing, and they're probably just thinking, going, I don't believe in this manager. I don't believe in these tactics, but their class and their sort of standards won't let them not do that. And then they end up getting the sort of brunt of the sort of criticism on top of that. Like, I think it's such a weird thing. Like Chivy said, we kill new players and then veteran players come in and they look terrible as well.
Yeah.
And it's like,
this is just a curse.
I don't understand how he's not seeing this. Or if he is, I don't understand why he's not changing it.
Have you seen Mourinho's comment?
What has he said?
I'll read it out.
Go on.
Best thing I can do is go to a team who does not play in UEFA competition. So a club at the bottom in England who needs a coach in 2 years. I'm ready to go. I don't want to speak any more about it.
He's had enough.
So
He's had enough for Fenerbahce anyway.
When Ten Hag gets us down to the bottom of the league,
Yeah.
is that what he's referring to? So we can take over United at the bottom. That is madness. Absolute madness, craziness. Yeah, I think
is what's his name? Does Graham Potter have a job?
Nope.
No. But does Graham Potter turn this around, to be honest there? Would you be
I don't know. I'm just in my head,
anything.
I'm just trying to think of like available managers now.
Civir,
Yeah.
Ollie's
Xavi, maybe.
Ollie's available. You take Ollie back.
No, I think legit, Xavi's available. Something.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
I like him.
Then you think, like, with the players that we've got right now, can you see a Xavi ball?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, don't. And mid-season.
Yeah. With the kind of players we have, you'll be terrible. You'll be terrible. Like
Rashford's like, what? Tiki-taka? What the fuck's that? I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You look at like the sort of managers available, and it's just like, yeah, it's Xavi, it's Graham Potter, Ollie, lol. What's Ragnick? Oh, Ragnick's the Austrian manager in here, so he's not coming back. And you like Chewy said, you're not getting Amarin out of Sporting, you're not getting Sebastian Hoeneß out of Stuttgart. So all the sort of managers, project managers that you think you get, they're not available, which then leads me to believe that Ten Hag is here for longer than we want him to.
The only guy I kind of like, but I don't know if he'll be a fit is Terzic. I really like him, but I don't know if he has that. So I just don't know if he has it in him, and it's too much of a risk with Edin Terzic.
Is he only managed Dortmund? Is that the only team he's managed?
Like first team coach?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But then he was at West Ham. He was Slaven Bilic's assistant, I think, at West Ham. So he's got some sort of experience in the Premier League.
Don't forget, we've got 3 head coaches at the minute, technically.
Yeah.
And they still can't get a fucking job, a team together.
And Andy's just said I'd give it to Ruud, but the problem is Ruud is pretty much like Ten Hag. He's stubborn with his ideas. He will not bend for anything. And he fell out with the was it Feyenoord? He was at PSV.
No, PSV.
Fell out with them because his style and stuff like that. It's pretty much a Ten Hag carbon copy. If you give it to
just for the fucking manager bounce at this point.
Yeah.
all I need now from Ten Hag is just forget any tactics, right? Just park the fucking bus. Right? If you must, do that because trying to play any tactics is just frustrating and it's almost insulting to us, like, literally. Because honestly, it's almost insulting. So just park the bus. Do what you did against Man City every fucking game, where you just go narrow and then try and play in the counter because you've got players who are quick, and just do that. But yeah, I can't stand to see this anymore. Like it's.
I'm done. I'm just completely done. I just can't even.
We'll wrap it. We've been going for 30 minutes, so we'll wrap it up there. Yeah, thank you everybody in the chat. There's been quite a few people in the chat. I appreciate you all joining us with a fucking awful result. I know there was a shit result, but if you could like the video, make us feel better, that would work. Leave a comment as well on the video, like give us your thoughts and stuff. Follow all the socials: Instagram, Twitter /X. TikTok, all that sort of stuff. Nick will probably drop a sort of 5 review thing at some point, I'm sure, if he can be asked at this point.
I
think he might chuck himself out a window if he has to go through that game again.
I can't do it.
Pros and cons will be interesting.
This is what we say every week. Every time we say this, like, oh yeah.
Cons is a list of 10. Pros. Anyone?
I liked the Fenerbaçhe kit. Nice.
Yeah. Atmosphere sounded really great.
That's about it.
It was nice. It was nice seeing Fred again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Thank you, Chewy Nick, for joining us and not sort of chucking themselves out windows at this point. It's tough watching United at the minute. It's fucking tough, and it only gets.
Can you imagine if you're in India, like
oh fuck that! I ain't getting up for this. I ain't getting up for this shit.
In the morning.
No.
I'd be in bed.
Tomorrow. I'd be in bed. I don't watch it.
Right now, there's someone bog-eyed at 4 a.m, like watching that Fenerbahçe performance, just thinking, "Oh my goodness me."
just ruining their promotion prospects at work to watch us play utter shite. Like, yeah, I don't envy him. I really don't. Like, if I was living in Australia or something, I had to get up to watch that. Nah, it's not fucking happening.
Bag of hot, steaming pile of dog shit.
It continues. We've got West Ham on Sunday, so they'll probably have to do the preview tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get out.
Pros and cons. We've got the pros and cons in preview tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then Leicester in the middle of the week, which God knows. And then, it just continues. We roll on. So, yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, the lads, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.